This is 12 point. Actually, I'm gonna do 12.1, 12.2. Okay. Two quizzes. خلص كل chapter 12. Okay. About the circles. Okay. Remember for circles, if you have a circle with center A, comma B, okay, or some people say h, comma k, مش فارقة. The equation to any circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay. If you expand all, this is the what we call canonical form. Okay. Because or maybe center form, because you can immediately denote what the center is. The other form is called standard form, and it's ax squared plus bx, plus by squared. Wait, no, sorry. It's x squared plus y squared plus ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. And this one comes with some formulas. The center, if you want to get the center from here, it's a over negative 2, b over negative 2. And the radius is actually root a squared plus b squared minus 4c. And it's important when denoting a, b, and c that it's written in this form. Sometimes they write it like this. And you need to figure it out that, oh, this isn't the form that's correct. They write it like this, where they move c to the right and they make it equal c. This is not standard form. Okay, so if they give you a question like this and you want to apply these formulas, you just move this plus c, you move it to the left. Okay, no matter whatever it is. Okay, so these are pretty straightforward, the formulas for the circle. What do you need to know? I think everything else you guys know. The diameter is 2 times the radius. So if they gave you the diameter, it's 2 times the radius. You need to know that the center, is the midpoint of the diameter, right? You need to know if a line is perpendicular, it's a tangent, or if they say it's a tangent, then it's a perpendicular. It's perpendicular to the line. Some extra things, and this is, I don't know if it's asked later. If a line is tangent, a line y is equal to 5x plus 3, and you're asked to find at which coordinates does the line and the haida intersect, you would simply just substitute y, 5x plus 3, right? You substitute it as your y over here, and you'd substitute a point that they may give you, or I don't know, but you will figure it out. Also, one thing to know is there's two cases for intersections. For a line and a circle. A line and a circle can either be, okay, I'll kind of write it case 1. Okay, over here. Case 1 is, obviously, if the line and the circle don't intersect. No intersection. Okay, and then case 2, if the line and circle intersect at 2 points. Right, over here and over here. Okay, and this is 2 points, right? And the third case is if it's a tangent, so obviously it will just intersect at 1 point. Let me try and be as precise as possible. Okay, and this is case 3. Okay, what do you need to know over here? This is 1 point, right? If there's no intersection, then delta is negative. I'm going to explain what delta is. If there's 2 points, then delta is positive. And if there's 1 point, delta is equal to 0. Okay? What is delta? When substituting, okay, when you substitute the line, the equation of the line, into the circle, you get a quadratic. Okay? Okay, and you may be asked to find, does it intersect at 2 points, 1 point, 3 points? I don't know. Does it intersect at all? What do you do? Very simple. You substitute it into the circle. And you're going to see, oh, it's a quadratic. So you just find the discriminant of the quadratic, delta. You guys know delta is b squared minus 4ac, right? Find the discriminant of it. If that discriminant is negative, then, oh, there's no intersection points. There's no roots. If the discriminant is positive, then there's 2 points. If the discriminant is 1 point, then if discriminant is equal to 0, then it's just a tangent. Okay, this is important because it is not now, it's in the written top questions later that you're gonna see. Anyway, بس I kind of explained this all just so if anyone wants to come back, he can come back and watch this video. Everything's here in the explanations. Okay, which of the following is a center I minus 6, 0, and radius 9? Very easy. How do we write as a canonical form? X minus h, so minus 6, right? Okay, plus squared, plus y minus 0, which is just y squared, is equal to the radius squared, 9 squared. Okay, remember, this is the rule, no? I'm not gonna show it. This is the rule over here. Okay, where hk is the center. Okay, so you get x plus 6 squared plus y squared equals 9 squared, which is 81, right? Very easy. Question 2. Which of the following is an equation of the circle at the origin, that's the center, so 0, 0, and radius equals 10, same thing, x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared is equal to 10 squared. Very easy, same formula. Okay, you get very easy, that when the zeros, and you can just remove them, it becomes x squared. No, 0 doesn't count, you remove it, you get x squared, right? And so x squared plus y squared equals 100. Very easy. The point 6 root 3 comma b, where b is negative, belongs to the circle with a center at the origin and radius equals to 12. Which of the following is the value of b? So we know that it's on a circle, and we know that the circle has a center at origin and radius 12. We want to find the y coordinate. I think it's very easy. I think all of you know how to do this. Okay, so they gave you the x coordinate. What's the y coordinate going to be? So obviously, before I proceed any further, I need to find. They gave you the hint. They told you what to do. I need to know the equation of the circle, right? If I want to find the y coordinate that's on the circle. So very easily we can find the equation of the circle, knowing that the origin is the center. So the equation again would be x minus 0, which is x squared, plus y minus 0 squared, so y squared. Origin means 0, 0, that's why I'm doing minus 0, okay, is equal to 12 squared. Okay, so x squared plus y squared is 144, right? طيب ماشي. They want us to substitute 6 root 3 for 6 root 3 squared plus, I don't know, b squared, we're trying to find what b is, right? Is equal to 144. 6 root 3 squared is going to be 36 times 3, 108. Okay, plus b squared is equal to 144. You're going to get b squared is equal to 36. B is equal to plus minus root 36, so it's equal to plus minus 6. But they said it's negative. So what do you choose? Negative 6. Okay. Question 4. Consider the circle whose equation is given by this. Where is the center? So this is not canonical form, right? This is in standard form, right? It's expanded out. So what do we do if we want to find the center? The center, remember, we just divide a and b by negative 2, right? Very easy. So a in this case is the coefficient of x, which is 18. So you're gonna get negative 9, and then there's no coefficient of y. Okay, so for that reason we're gonna say that the coefficient of y is 0, right? So 0 over negative 2 is equal to 0. So our center is minus 9 comma 0. Very straightforward. What's the radius? Again, remember the radius is root a squared plus b squared minus 4c. So it's going to be root a is the coefficient of x, so 18 squared. B is the coefficient of y, which isn't there. Please don't mistake the coefficient of y for the coefficient of y squared. They're two different terms. Okay, if you take a look here, y squared is different from y. The coefficients are different. All right, these are the formulas. Plus, so since there's no coefficient of y, we're just going to say 0, minus 4 times c. C is what? 32. Right? So if you do this on your calculator, you should get 7. Let's do it quickly. Minus 4 times 32, square root, you get 14. Oh, shit. Why is this? How is it 7? Okay, yeah, I paused to take a look because I did the longer way. I got the correct answer 7. Well, I just remembered that in the formula for the radius, I'm very sorry, but there is a 1 over 2. If you screenshotted this earlier, please make sure to fix it. It's half. Okay, this gives you the diameter. We want half of that. We do 1 over 2 times what you get here. So when you do 1 over 2 times what we get over here, we get radical 196, 14. So we do 14 times 1 over 2, which is just divided by 2. And you get 7. Okay, so my fault, huh? Sorry. Over here. Moving on, question 5. Question 5, consider the circle center of this, passing through this. What is the radius of the circle? Okay, to find the radius of a circle, isn't it just the distance from the center to any point on the circle? Oh, that's a bad circle, but you get me, right? So if we can find this distance, then basita, right? Let's find the distance, minus 3 minus 0 squared, plus minus 4 minus 8 squared, right? Minus 4. Yeah, okay, and all of this under square root. Why am I doing this? If you still don't know, in grade 11S, the distance formula is radical x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, this is the distance formula. That's what I just applied here. Okay, and you should get 5. Let's see, 9 plus 16. Yeah, so you get root 25, which is 5. Okay, the equation of the circle is what? Okay, what is the equation of the circle? We found out the radius and we know what the center is now. We always knew what it was, 0 minus 8. Okay, and the radius is 5. How do we write the equation of a circle? X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Remember? I'm not going to rewrite it again. Okay, what is the x coordinate of the center? 0, for x minus 0 squared plus y minus 8 squared is equal to r squared, so 5 squared. So x squared plus y minus plus 8 squared is equal to 25. Very nice. Question 6. Consider a circle whose diameter is AB with minus 5, 0, 7, 16. Okay, so this is the diameter. What is the equation of the circle? Okay, remember we have, to find the equation of the circle, we need the radius, obviously r squared, and we need the center, hk, right? But knowing the diameter, we know, can we find the center? Okay, we know that the center is actually the midpoint of the diameter, right, of the D. So over here, the D, it's like this, very long, and you want to find the point in the middle of the D, in the middle of the diameter. Okay, this will obviously be your center. So انت بدك تلاقي midpoint of the D diameter يعني. Okay, so what is the midpoint formula? x1 plus x2 over 2, comma y1 plus y2 over 2. Okay, over here we have these 2 points, minus 5 plus 7 over 2, comma 0 plus 16 over 2. So you're gonna get 2 over 2, 1, و 16 over 2, 8. فهيدا هو midpoint تبع diameter, which is therefore your center of the circle. طيب, we're not done. We still need the radius, right? We need the radius. Okay, because remember, you find hk, that's your center. خلاص, you did this part. We still need the radius. Okay, how do we find the radius? Given 2 points, one is on the 2 points which are the diameter. Isn't the radius just half of the diameter? Yes, right? So you have 2 ways you could do this. Okay, you can actually find the distance between these two and then just divide it, or you can find the distance between this and the center you just found, because we just found the center. You can find the distance between the center and that point, whatever you want. But to save you time, I'm just gonna do what's given to you. Using the given only, I'm gonna find the radius, which is find the distance of the diameter and dividing by 2. How do you find the distance? Remember, radical x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, so x2 in this case is 7, x1 is minus 5 squared, plus y2, which is 16, minus y1 squared, is 0. Okay, so you're going to get 12, 144. You're going to get 12 squared plus 16 squared, which is, let's see, 12, so it should be 400. Let's see, yeah, 400. So you're going to get root 400, which is just 20, right? Type, this is the distance of the diameter. This is the length of the diameter. Remember, we're looking for the radius, so we look at half. okay, which is 10. طيب, we now know that the radius is 10 and we know the coordinates of the center, so we can simply do hk, right? So x minus the x coordinate 1 squared plus y minus the y coordinate 8 squared is equal to r squared, so 10 squared, which is 100. Very simple and nice. Question 7. Consider triangle LMN with minus 6, 0, minus 4, 2, and n minus 8, minus 6. So they want you to find the circumcircle. Okay, the circumcircle basically means if you have a triangle, what is the circle that joins all these 3 points? Okay, so basically they're trying to tell you, oh, you have 3 points on a circle, find the circle. Type, how do you do this? Very easy. To solve this, there's a certain approach and I would like you to follow it in the exam. Okay, using your calculator, it is very vital that you have equation mode on your calculator to solve a question like this. Okay, you need the equation mode, where you can solve it without, of course, but it's going to take you ages. Okay, so if you can find a calculator that has equation mode, however is non-integral, that will be very, very, very crucial. Okay, and I suggest you try to find one. So hopefully she doesn't bring it, but you never know. So let's see. To do this, you have the standard form of a circle: x squared plus y squared plus ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So basically what you do is you literally just substitute your x and y coordinates into this. You get 3 different equations and then solve for 3 different variables. Very easy. Okay, so we're gonna do this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So let's start with minus 6, 0. So minus 6 squared plus 0 plus minus 6 times a plus 0 b. Okay, b, okay. Plus c, we don't know, equals 0. Type, so you're gonna get 36 minus 6a plus c is equal to 0. This is equation 1. Okay, hello. Yalla, next point, minus 4, 2. So minus 4 square plus 2 square plus a times minus 4 plus b times 2 plus c is equal to 0. Zabbita, you're gonna get 16 squared plus 2 squared, 4 squared plus 2 squared, which is 20. Plus, negative 4a plus 2b plus c is equal to 0. This is equation 2. Yalla, third equation, third point, x squared, so minus 8 squared plus negative 6 squared plus a times negative 8 plus b times y, which is negative 6, plus c is equal to 0. Yalla, so you're gonna get 64 plus 36 plus 8a, no, negative 8a minus 6b plus c is equal to 0. Fix it, you're gonna get 100 minus 8a minus 6b plus c is equal to 0. Yalla, the third equation. So now you have 3 equations. We can simply put it all in our calculator, okay? But the way we're gonna do it is we're gonna have a plus b plus c and then the constant number on the other side. Okay, so this 36, we're gonna throw it to the right. Okay, so we're gonna keep it as minus 6a plus c is equal to negative 36. Okay, same thing here, this 20 we're gonna throw it to the right, so it's gonna be minus 4a plus 2b plus c is equal to negative 20. And over here, this 100 I'm gonna throw it to the right, so negative 8a minus 6b plus c is equal to negative 100. Okay, so let me put it in the calculator. Over here, a coefficient is negative 6. B, we don't have any b, so the coefficient will be 0. C, the coefficient is 1. و D, negative 36, right? يلا اللي بعده A, negative 4. B, 2. C, 1. و D, negative 20. طيب آخر واحدة, minus 8 is the A. Minus 6 is the B. C is the 1. And you're gonna get D is negative 100. Put it on the calculator. You're gonna get the first thing. A is negative 4. Okay. Y is 12. B is 12. C should be 60. Negative 60. Okay. So these are your ABC values. So over here in your equation for the circle, you're gonna write it. Yalla, x squared plus y squared plus ax, so a is minus 4, so since it's minus 4, I'm gonna put minus 4 x plus by, b is 12, so plus 12y, plus c is minus 60, equals 0. And this is the answer. Question 8. The equation of a circle of center I, which is minus 3 comma 6, is this, where k is a whole number. What is the value of k? And I know for a fact people are gonna go and put 100. Why? طب why? It looks like the canonical form. I won't lie to you, it kind of does. Okay? But it's not, man. شايف when x is squared, there's a coefficient of x on the side. That is not canonical form. Canonical form is in brackets. Something something squared plus something something squared. Okay, x and y. Right? حتى even if you have x squared alone, it could still be in canonical form. But the second you see x as a linear term outside of the brackets, that's when it's definitely not canonical form. So putting this value, making it r squared and 100, that's completely wrong. So we need to find the radius. We need to find k, right? So this is obviously standard form. And what formula do we know about the radius in standard form? We know that the radius, which is 10 in this case, is equal to half radical a squared plus b squared minus 4c. So we can figure this out. This is not our c value, but if you take it to the left, it's going to be negative k, right? Which is then your c. So let's do this. So you're going to get 10 is equal to half radical a, which is 6 squared, plus b, which is 12 squared, minus 12 is positive 12, doesn't matter. Okay, minus 4 times c in this case became negative k, right? We're trying to find out this k. So let's first multiply 20 equals root, this is 6 squared plus 12 squared, 36 plus 144, 180 minus 4 minus k, which is plus, right? So plus 4k. How do we do this? Square both sides, right? So you're gonna get 400 is equal to 180 plus 4k. Take this to the side, you're gonna get 4k is equal to 220. You're gonna get k is equal to 55. Very easy. Question 9. The radius of a circle whose equation is given by this is what? How do you find the radius? It's in standard form again. Remember, r is equal to half root a squared plus b squared minus 4c. So half root a, which is 2 squared, plus b, which is 4 squared, minus 4c, so minus 4 times minus 59, equals the radius. Let's do it. 0.5, no, 0.5 times root 2 squared plus 4 squared minus 4 times minus 59. You get 8. So the radius is 8. Question 10. Consider a circle's equation is this. What is the abscissa of the center? So they want you to find the center, and the abscissa basically means x coordinate, right? So let's see. How do you find it? The center of the circle. You look أول شيء, is it canonical form or is it standard form? Over here, obviously this is standard form, right? Why is it standard? It doesn't look like x minus h squared, y minus k squared, right? Like I told you, the instant that you see a linear term for x, that's when you know it's standard. Okay, how do you find the center? You divide a by negative 2, so negative 28 divided by negative 2, and it's going to be 14. If they asked for the y coordinate, is there any coefficient of y? No. So the b value in this case would be 0. Divided by negative 2 would be 0. This would be the y if they asked for it. Okay. This is 12.1 done. Moving on to 12.2. Okay, this is 12.2. Consider the circle with center I, 2 minus 4, and the tangent, its tangent to the straight line L, whose equation is given by this. The point of tangency, let P be the point of tangency of the line and the circle. Okay, so obviously they're going to want us to find P, right? The point of tangency. So let's kind of visualize what's going on over here. You have the circle, right? and it's tangent to this point P over here, and you know what, let me put it on the other side. If you have a circle, it's tangent to the point P over here. Okay, this is P, and this is the line 3x minus 4 plus 3. So we have the center over here, which is at 2 minus 4. Okay, nice. So we want to find the point of tangency over here. How do we do that? Now, the first thing we always do when working with tangents is we try this method, finding the slope of the radius, which is perpendicular to the tangent, right? So this is always the first thing you do, but sometimes it won't work, checking the slope. Since it's perpendicular to the tangent, this will be negative 1 over this. That's usually the first thing you do when working with tangents and the radius, okay? But sometimes it doesn't work because sometimes they don't give you anything. They don't give you any equation, so you can't do this method. But in this case, they gave us the line, so we can obviously find out the slope of the line, do negative 1 over that slope, and figure out the slope of the radius, right? So let's take a look here. You can work step by step, but I just want to visualize what's going on. So what is the slope of IP? IP is from I to the point of tangency, right? And we know that the slope of this is equal to negative 1 over the slope of the line. Why? Because they're perpendicular. When M1 is perpendicular to M2, therefore M2 is equal to negative 1 over M1, right? Remember? So let's figure out the slope of the line. How do we find the slope of the line? We rewrite it in the form y is equal to mx plus b. So 3x minus 4y plus 3 equals 0. Let's rewrite it in the form mx plus b. So we're going to take 4y to the other side. So it's going to be 3 plus 3x is equal to 4y, right? We equal to the other side. We want to be y is equal to something, so we have to divide by 4. So y is equal to 3 over 4x plus 3 over 4, right? So what is the slope here? 3 over 4. So to find the slope of the radius now is going to be negative 1 over 3 over 4, and you're going to get negative 4 over 3. So this is the slope of IP. Let's take a look. So what's k going to be here? Negative 4. So now we want to find the coordinates of P. Now, for part B, now that you know the slope of the radius, and you have a point on the radius, and you know the equation of the line, we know that the point P is the intersection between the radius and that line, right? So basically, if I can find the equation of this radius, I can just equate it to the equation of the line. وخلاص, we're done, right? So let's try and find the equation of the radius, knowing that the slope of the radius is minus 4 over 3, and we have a point on the radius which is 2 minus 4, right? So what would the equation of the radius be? Mx plus b, right? So minus 4 over 3 x plus b. Substitute your point. This is how I do it. Other people use the equation they use this, which is completely fine يعني. And people prefer to use this. This is better صراحة. بس أنا for يعني I think in Sharjah most of us use this, so I just use it. Anyway, so minus 4 over 3 x, which is 2, plus b. You're gonna get that b is equal to say the minus 8 over 3, 4 minus 4 plus 8 over 3. You're gonna b is minus 4 over 3. Okay, so the equation of the line is y is equal to minus 4 over 3 x minus 4 over 3. So this is the equation of the radius. The equation of the tangent is 3 over 4x plus 3 over 4. If you use this, how are you going to equate it to this? You need something to be y equals and another one to also be y equals, so you can equate these two to each other, right? So let's equate them to each other. 3 over 4x plus 3 over 4 is equal to minus 4 over 3x minus 4 over 3. Okay, solve this equation, take this to the other side, take that there, whatever. 3 over 4 plus 4 over 3, okay. You're gonna get 25 over 12. X is equal to 4 over 3 plus 3 over 4. Should be the same thing يعني. Sorry, minus 4 over 3 plus 3 over 4. sorry, minus 3 over 4. Because you take this 3 over 4 to the right, becomes negative, and this is negative, negative, so minus, minus. Okay, you're going to get minus 25 over 12. Okay, so obviously you're going to cancel this on this. You're going to get x is equal to negative 1. Right? Very nice and easy. So, can we find y knowing that x is equal to negative 1? Yes, you can just substitute x equals minus 1 into either this or this. So, you're going to do minus 4 over 3 into minus 1, minus 4 over 3. So minus 4 over 3 times minus 1 is just 4 over 3, right? Minus 4 over 3. So you're going to get that y is equal to 0. Or you can just do it on a calculator. So your coordinate for P is minus 1, comma 0. What is the radius of the circle? Type. We now know the center of the circle and a point on the circle. So can we find the radius? Of course we can. How do we find the radius? Knowing the center and the point, obviously we just find the distance between the point P and that center, right? So what's the distance between them? Using the distance formula, x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, we're going to do x2 minus 1 minus x1 2 squared plus y2 minus y1, so 0 minus minus 4 squared. You're going to 3 squared plus 4 squared, which is root 25, which is 5. Okay, or you can do all this in a calculator, so it takes time to type it when you're on PC. Okay, so you get that the radius is 5, or on laptop. My fault, on laptop, not PC. Anyways, part D, the equation of the circle is what? Okay, we now know the center and we know the radius. Can we find the equation of the circle? Of course we can. What's the center? 2. Comma minus 4, so x minus 2, x minus 2 squared, y minus minus 4 squared, right? Remember, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, remember? So using that rule, this one over here, okay, x minus h is 2, so squared plus y minus k is minus 4, so I'm going to put minus minus 4 squared is equal to r squared, so 5 squared. Fix this cleaned up, so it's going to be x minus 2 squared plus y plus 4 squared is equal to 25. Nice, easy. Okay, all this for one question is scary, صراحة, because this quiz is all هيك. Oh no, it's not actually. Just that first question. It's circles when they take time. You're definitely gonna get circles in the written. No, I'm not gonna say definitely, but I have a high feeling you're gonna get circles. Okay, consider these two circles. Consider this circle and this line. They intersect at 2 points. What are they? So, like I told you, when they give you the equation of a circle and they give you the equation of a line y is equal to minus x plus 2, all you have to do to find the intersection points is just substitute. You know y is minus x plus 2, so substitute it here. So x squared plus y, which is minus x plus 2 squared, plus 4y, which is again minus x plus 2, minus x plus 2, minus 12 is equal to 0. Very easy. So you're going to get x squared plus this. For the expansion here, you use the rule a minus b squared. Why? Because this is a, this is minus b, right? This is minus x plus 2 is the same as 2 minus x, right? So you use this rule, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, like I told you, if you don't know the rules, it takes you 4 seconds. It takes you 10 seconds to just expand it out and multiply. It's not that hard. Okay. Anyways, let's do it. Expanding this out, you're gonna get a squared minus 2ab, so 2 times x, plus b squared, so plus 2 squared, plus 4 times negative x is minus 4x. 4 times 2 is 8. Minus 12 is equal to 0. Yeah, this is very easy. Just solve. X squared plus x squared is 2x squared. Minus 2 times 2 is minus 4x. Plus 2 squared is 4. Plus 8 is 12. Minus 12, they cancel. So this 2 squared plus 8, which is 12, cancels with this minus 12. And then you have minus 4x is equal to 0. So you get 2x squared minus 8x is equal to 0. Now, what do? People take this there. They get this, yeah? and then divide by x on both sides. If you do this, again, this isn't the first time I mentioned on my channel. If you do this, this is completely wrong. You're never, ever, 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 ever allowed to cancel a variable or whatever you're solving for. You're not allowed to cancel it. ممنوع يا أخي. You can't. Okay? If you're simplifying an expression, okay, you're trying to get the simplest form, okay, but this isn't trying to simplify. We're trying to solve the equation 2x squared minus 8x. You're not allowed, okay? But when you have it like this, you factor it out, okay? We have 2 in common, but you factor it out. You have x in common, you factor it out. You don't take it to the other side, you divide, la. Okay? So x minus 4 equals 0. Now, you have this, right? That means this equals 0 and this equals 0, right? Remember, when we have something times something equals 0, that means you test both cases. Either this equals 0 or this equals 0. So let's see. When 2x equals 0, that means what? X is equal to 0. When you divide 0 by 2, you get x equals 0. And when x minus 4 is equal to 0, x will be equal to 4. So you have 2 cases, when x is 0 and when x is equal to 4. So for these 2 points, you have 0 and you have 4 as your x coordinates. Now to find the y coordinates, how do we find y? So easy. We know that y is just equal to minus x plus 2. So when it's 0, that means minus 0 plus 2. So it's just 2, right? And then when x is equal to 4, that means it's going to be minus 4 plus 2, which is negative 2, yeah. Minus 4 plus 2 is negative 2. Okay, very easy. Question 3. This is the circle x squared plus y squared equals 242. It intersects the line y is equal to x at a point k comma k where k is greater than 0. Okay, this is easy. So, like I told you, when you have intersections, you want to find the point, substitute what they gave you y as. Okay, well, sometimes they can give you x as something. عادي, huh? It can be anything. Here they give you y is equal to x. So you can either substitute y as x, or you can substitute x as y, right? It's the same thing, but for the sake of practical reasons, I'm going to substitute y as x, and it's nicer. Okay, type. So let's substitute y as x, so it's going to be x squared plus, instead of y, we're going to put x, command squared, is equal to 242. So you're going to get 2x squared, right? X squared plus x squared equals 242. Divide by 2, you're going to get x squared is equal to 121. هيدي x, huh? Okay, so square root, you're going to get x is equal to root 121 plus minus, huh? But what they said k is greater than 0, so you only take the positive root. Okay, what do you do here? You take, if it was written, you take positive 11 and negative 11. But you say, you conclude, you say, this is rejected. Okay, you have to write beside it rejected. Okay, if you don't, most of the time they deduct a mark for you. Okay, but if you ever get 2 roots in any math question that you're trying to show on a paper, you always show both positive and negative roots, and you have to reject the negative root. Okay, you have to say it's rejected because it's just rejected. If you say rejected, the corrector will obviously understand what you're saying. But you have to show that you got 2 roots. Okay, or if you want, just say plus minus root 121, and then down, say x equals 11, without saying rejected, he'll understand, but at least show that you're supposed to get 2 roots, but you ended up with 1. Okay, anyways, so you get x equals 11, and that's it. So obviously k is just equal to 11. Question 4. You have a circle has center minus 3 minus 4 and passes through the point 6 comma 8. Okay, what is the equation of the circle? How do you find the equation given the center and 1 point? Obviously, the center, most of the work is done because you have h and k, so it's going to be minus 3 squared. So it's the same as plus because minus minus becomes plus, right? And then y minus k, which is negative 4. So again, minus minus, so it's going to become plus 4 squared is equal. So we're just missing this r. How do we find the r given the center and a point? We just find the distance between them, right? So x2 minus x1 squared. Remember, distance is x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, so you use this formula. x2 in this case is 6, x1 is minus 3, right? So 6 minus 3 squared plus y2 minus y1, so 8 minus 4 squared. So you're gonna get root 9 squared plus 12 squared, which is well, you get root 9 squared plus 12 squared, you get 15. Okay, so the radius is 15. So over here r squared will be what? 15 squared. Okay, don't put 15 as don't put 15 in this box. Remember, it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay, you can't forget you have squared. Okay, so you're gonna get x plus 3 squared plus y plus 4 squared is equal to 15 squared, which is just 225. Okay. Okay, what is the equation of the tangent to the circle at A? So this is very easy to find the tangent to the circle. Remember, whenever you're working with tangent and radius, remember this rule that the slope of the tangent or the slope of the radius is equal to the negative 1 over the other slope. Okay? The slope of the radius is equal to negative 1 over the slope of tangent, and it goes the other way around. Right? Because they're perpendicular, right? So whenever you have a question, find the equation of the tangent, or maybe find the slope of the radius, always remember to use this rule. So now we want to find the equation of the tangent. So obviously for that, we're going to need the slope of the tangent. And to find the slope of the tangent, everybody knows to find the slope. You do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? But in this case, do you have 2 points on that line, on that tangent? No, right? But can we find the slope of the tangent using the other method, which is negative 1 over the slope of the radius? Let's see. Can we find the slope of the radius? Like I told you, to find any slope, you need 2 points. Do we have 2 points on the radius? Yes, we do. We have the center and we have that point A, right? We have that point A. So let's find the slope of the radius, which is y2 minus y1. So 8 minus 4 over x2 minus x1, 6 minus 3. So you get 12 over 9, okay, which is 4 over 3. Okay. Now, can I find the slope of the tangent? Of course I can. So it's going to be negative 1 over 4 over 3, right? So it's going to be negative 3 over 4. Perfect. I have the slope of the tangent, so I'm pretty much done. Remember the slope, any line, to find the equation of any tangent, any line, it's mx plus b. We found our slope, which is the hard part. All that's left to do is to find the b. And how do we do it? We just need to substitute any point that's on that tangent. And we know that this point A is on the tangent. It's already given to you. It's so free. You just have to substitute that point now. 8 is equal to negative 3 over 4. X, which is 6, plus b, how do you cancel? You're going to get 2, 3 here. Minus 9 over 2. 8 plus 9 over 2. 16 plus 9, 25 over 2. So you get b is equal to 25 over 2. Right, when you solve this. You just solve it. Minus 3 over 4 times 6 plus b. Okay, so we found our slope. We have our b value. That means we just substitute the slope, minus 3 over 4x plus b, which is 25 over 2. That's it. You're done. Oh, shit. But you get the idea, okay? That's it. That's perfect. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck.